Hey friends, Ash here, back with my wife, Chelsea, and today we're gonna be doing another smell and rate video. You're gonna be smelling expensive fragrances and then cheap fragrances that smell similar to the expensive fragrances, and you're gonna determine which is best.
Interesting.
So this is something that you've done before,
Yep.
but we have some new ones this time, and kind of a mix. So I've got a bunch of niche fragrances as the expensive ones, but then those are gonna be compared against both designers or clones, depending on which scent it is. So for the most part, these cheap ones you can pick up from discounters around like 30 bucks. Some of them are a little more pricey than that, but they're all way less than the expensive ones. Are you prepared?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, we're gonna start with this one. This is Louis Vuitton Afternoon Swim. And I gotta get the tester strip. It's like way in the back underneath here. And that's gonna be going up against Luciano Sunset Swim. Don't mix those up. Can you tell that they look a little similar there?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like related. They're like cousins.
The way they look, yeah. So here's the Vuitton.
Okay.
The Vuitton. And then this is the Luciano. I just sprayed my hand, so we'll keep those separate. So the Luciano, that's obviously a clone fragrance, pretty inexpensive. I got mine from Fragrance Buy, and then Louis Vuitton's Louis Vuitton. You really can't typically find those discounted, and if you do, it's not by much. Obviously, it's a summertime fragrance, real citrusy, fresh, aquatic, hence the name.
Well, the Louis Vuitton definitely is more like smooth. Like the second that you spray it on, it's like you don't get any of that like harshness. But the clone, you get a little bit of that harshness. Once that dwindles, then, I mean, you're left with something that's pretty close to the Louis Vuitton. So they look like cousins, and I'm gonna say they smell like cousins.
I think this is just going off the top of my head, so I could be like a little bit inaccurate, but I think that the Louis Vuitton is about 5 times the price, like 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah, as that very like first 10 seconds of like that kind of harshness almost wears away.
Yeah, some clone fragrances, when you first spray them on, they have like a little chemically vibe, a little synthetic, like when they first hit.
Yeah, so, I mean, just bang for your buck, I'm gonna go with the clone. However, I mean, it's definitely not something that I think you can like spray on and immediately like have somebody to go in for a whiff.
You gotta wait a whole 10 seconds.
You gotta wait for a second, like a literal second.
Yeah, so if money was no issue at all, you're going Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, I would go Louis Vuitton.
And then if you want bang for your buck, you're going?
But I mean, to be quite honest, I really don't even know that I would spend the money on the Louis Vuitton because I just can't even fathom spending when you can get something that's like fairly close.
Well, I think also like if you smell the clone, that it's a little more sugary.
Yeah.
Like if you smell that, that's the Louis Vuitton. That this is a little more sugary sweet.
Yeah, and this is a little more citrusy sweet.
Yeah.
Yep, I would agree.
So I don't know. That's kind of like a split almost. Yeah. And all these fragrances will be linked in the description below. And here are codes, right?
Yes, codes. Lots of codes.
Yeah, there they are. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's do this one next. Aventus. Why am I handing you the bottle?
I would take the bottle too.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. Wait, what am I doing? And then that's gonna go up against Explorer. So this is obviously a designer fragrance, not exactly a clone fragrance. Here's the opening of Aventus, in case you don't know how that smells. And then here's Explorer. So, going to battle. You like how they did the Explorer bottle up to look kind of like Aventus, like color scheme and everything?
Yeah, I think a lot of them do that.
Yeah, decent amount.
It's like if you couldn't already tell by the smell, then, you know.
Yeah, so I'll do a quick rundown, I guess. Aventus, pineapple forward, as long as you get like a fruity or balanced batch, there's a whole thing with that. But got a lot of pineapple in the opening. As it dries down, get a little vanilla, birch, a little smoky. Really versatile, can wear it pretty much any time. And then Explorer, like the designer take on Aventus. It's a little more fresh woody, like fresh woody spicy. Yeah. Not as pineapple-y. It's got citrus off the top, but it doesn't hit the same way. and then you don't get as much of that like smoke or anything.
Yeah.
So it's a little cleaner, you could say, a little more simple in a way.
Well, kind of like the last one, if money was no option, I would get...
Money was no option.
Or money was no issue. It was no obstacle.
Oh, that's good.
Then I would definitely get the Creed. Like, I mean, but it is what it is. However...
You're hemming and hawing. So I think that the difference here at discounters, you know, picking each one up at a discounter is probably in that 5 to 6 times difference.
Yeah, I mean, Aventus is Aventus. It's just like such a good fragrance, obviously, and it's been cloned and redone. Like, I don't even know how many times.
To death.
Yeah, so again, if money is no obstacle, then I'm gonna go and just go ahead and go with the Creed. But that one, the Mont Blanc, is a really good, Explorer is a really good option for...
Not spending as much.
Well, that, but also too for somebody that's just maybe doesn't want something that's like so pow, like, you know, kind of more...
You feel like Aventus is more in your face?
Yeah, Aventus is a little more in your face.
I mean, it's got great versatility. You can use it pretty much anytime you want, and it is a great bang for your buck. So it's kind of like a split again, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, really like doing some hard-hitting scientific stuff right now. So next up is Dumont Nitro Blue, and that is a clone of Pegasus from PDM. So here is that, and let me get you a little spritz of the open.
A little spritz.
Yeah, and this one is a little cheaper than the two alternatives that we've looked at so far. This one, I think, like the 20 to 25 range, something like that, if memory serves correctly. And then Pegasus is gonna be like, at retail, probably close to like 12, 13 times that. But at discounters, you can sometimes get it a bit less.
Well, I think in this case that I'm like 10 out of 10 times gonna pick this one.
Think so?
Yes.
Just like all the way around?
Yeah, I mean, it's super close. Like, I honestly can barely smell a difference, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, if I could smell a difference, I would say maybe this one's just a tiny bit more, like, niche kind of. I mean, you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, and
the quality is a little higher.
yeah, and this one I think is just going to be more people pleasing if you're wanting to go with like this kind of scent profile. So, and I mean, for the price, I'm probably, like I said, 10 out of 10 times going to pick that.
Yeah.
So
another really popular one is Armaf Craze, but that one is like, you know, it's been out for a long time. And that one I picked up more recently, so it was like, let's throw that into the mix, see how it does. I'll tell you, for me personally, I'm not actually a huge fan of Pegasus. Like, that's not one of my favorite PDMs, not in the top 10. And so it's just not my thing. But
yeah, and you don't want to pay like a super high price for something that may or may not be your thing, especially if you're going in blind buying that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good alternative, and especially the price point, I would also go that one.
Yeah.
So we got the first clear winner.
Yeah.
Dumont Blue, Nitro Blue. Let's keep moving down. This is an easy peasy one to tell that they're clones, or that that's a clone rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, it's like that's Apex right there. Don't get them.
Apex
don't
over
get them
here,
mixed up.
And whatever this is.
Vertex. Yeah, Apex and Vertex. So should have named it Cotex.
Okay. Or latex. Actually, no, then you'd get like copyright sued or something.
For naming it latex?
I don't know, by somebody.
There you go. So this one is from Emir, which is Paris Corner. Yeah. Which one looks better? Rose Parfum?
Yeah, that one's a lot more classy.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a lot just higher quality, doesn't it? Oh, and this cap right here, this stuff just pops right off. Don't pick this up at the cap.
They're good, but they're not like super close. It's like this with a twist, like a little bit more fresh.
Not as close as some of the other ones.
Yeah, not as like, kind of like woody or...
Yeah, this has like kind of a, we got like a little bit of fragrance right there.
Woody something.
Yeah, that one is a little more like throwback masculine style, high quality. Yeah.
So if money's not a big deal, I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah.
So.
You feel like this one swings back over here like you would pick this just overall?
Yeah, I would probably just pick that one overall.
Okay, yeah. This is one that, you know, it kind of like does Apex, but it's one of those ones where you wear it and you feel kind of like, I don't know if it's like close enough to scratch the itch for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Apex defeats Vertex.
Yep. I can't even.
It's a good name. Vertex. Okay, now this next one is a doozy. Check those out.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is Mystery Tobacco, Carolina Herrera. This is Tobacco Myth, Fragrance World.
I mean, Jesus, like, I mean, the bottle's like identical. They didn't even
try to hide it, I mean.
They just contacted the same person and was like, hey, those bottles, I want.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, pretty much. One of the main differences is the cap size.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger on this one, and this one is magnetic.
Oh.
This one is not.
Yeah.
There's the difference. So that's Mystery Tobacco. This is Tobacco Myth.
That dry down. It's just good.
It's good.
It's good. Whew. I don't even want to smell the cologne.
Yeah.
It better live up.
So this smells similar to Carlisle or red tobacco. It's nice and smooth, really well done, sweet, rich.
That's a strong opening. That's a strong boy. Woo!
That's the opening of this one.
I mean, they smell really close, but this one is one that it smells like money.
It's got the push to it.
Yeah. It smells like higher ingredients. It smells...
It's super good. I really like
really
that.
Good. That dry down is just something else.
Yeah, it's super nice. Like fall and winter time, it slaps.
And I don't feel like that this one's gonna have the push or the longevity or anything that the real thing has. I don't see that.
Let me get these.
Go right ahead.
You could have handed it to me. Yeah. Part of that is gonna be the atomizer is way better on the Herrera. So like, check this out. You missed it because I was spraying it. You weren't looking.
Oh, God
good
damn.
atomizer. I was trying to aim it at you. And then compared to this, not quite as nice.
A little poof.
Little poof.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got the money to spend, I would get that.
Yeah, the issue with that one is it is pricey and it's really hard to get at discounters because people know that it's pretty good. So when it pops up at discounters, it goes, it goes away pretty quick. Yeah, I think I bought mine at Fragrance Buy maybe or Joma Shop, one of those when they had it.
Maybe it would be worth like having one of those little like notify me bells on.
Yeah, I guess.
And then like as soon as you get
so if you give it more sprays, like then it comes across a little stronger. I'm
it does, yeah.
Right here. The problem is doing equal sprays. The Herrera has a much better atomizer. You're going to get way more from that. Gotcha. There's also this one. This is Exclusive Tobacco. This is Maison Alhambra. But look, they didn't do as good a job with that bottle, did they? Oh, come on now. Oh, that atomizer's worse, but I loaded it down. Yeah, I feel like between these two, for me personally, I think this one is a little better. Just as far as like getting close to what that smells like. Because when you load that one down, it smells good. It smells good, real good, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's up in the air on whether I would pick this one or that one, but I know that if I had the money to spend and I wanted to treat myself a little bit, I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah, that one's really good.
So,
like that's one of my favorite higher end tobacco fragrances.
Yeah.
Just because it smells good. oh, I thought I dropped it, but I didn't. But yeah, it's kind of like in that realm of red tobacco and PDM Carlisle.
It's hard to replicate greatness, you know?
So cheesy. I thought to replicate the greatness.
Keep it moving, keep it moving.
Let's go.
Ooh, let's just do what's up next.
Okay. So we'll do these. Oh wait, I'm a moron.
I was like, what?
We'll do these.
Like, I don't think that's right.
My brain don't work so good. So that's PDM Perseus, and it's gonna go up against Terre d'Hermès Eau Givre. So this is one of those circumstances where
it's a designer,
right,
not a cologne.
Right.
Yeah.
And this came out first. So.
So who's replicating who here? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So here's the opening of Big P, also known as Perseus.
Okay.
And then this is Dirty D. Oh, Dirty Masosi, right? That doesn't even make sense. Here you go.
That one.
But
next.
You have to smell more. Keep smelling.
Next.
Put it in your nose.
I did. I put it in my nose. That one. Next.
What differences do you find here with
that one's just significantly better.
What, Tiramisu?
Yes.
So do you get the similarities though? Because they're both citrus forward with that kind of slightly, I don't know if I call it sour, but you know that citrus, it's got like that little tang to it.
This has got like a little bit, just a little bit more like powderiness kind of, versus the sourness that's in here. They smell very much alike, but
and they have woodiness underneath as well.
Yeah, but there's not a chance that I'm ever gonna go for this one when I can get that one, period.
Yeah, and that is way more affordable.
Thank you.
So
next.
I like the smell of Perseus because I like the smell of this.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy this, but I think that when you consider the price,
and if I had that on the shelf,
you'd just reach for this anyway.
I would just reach for that every time. So.
I think that it does come across fresher.
Yeah.
And a little more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going Tiramisu also on this one. Okay, let's do,
Now it's time for that one.
Do you see?
Yeah, wow. I can't even tell which is which. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It looks the same.
It really does.
I can't even tell.
I mean, to be quite honest though, I almost kind of am like a sucker for this little like gem cap.
Those are like little plastic pieces. But yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just kind of like it, you know?
Elysium, Imperium, and that's Fragrance World. So it's not the same company as, this is Paris Corner, that's Fragrance World.
I mean, okay.
It's a different company.
I get it, but okay.
It says right on the front. So which name is better though? Imperium for Elysium or Vertex for Apex?
Absolutely Imperium.
You think so?
Yes.
You're not a fan of the Vertex?
Not even close.
Come on, hating on the V.
I don't even think I could ever remember that name. I think I would just want to call it latex every time. Well, I can obviously tell the difference in the bottle, but I really can't tell the difference in the fragrance. So
how can you tell the difference in the bottle though? I mean, it's like,
you know, it's really difficult. What you gotta do is you kind of gotta get down a little close here, and you see how this one's a little bit taller. You know, do you see what I'm saying?
You know what? From the back, that Imperium logo looks like the Tiesto logo.
I mean, I don't know anything about that.
Right here.
I mean, I get that, but
from back here.
I don't know.
Step back. The bird, the Tiesto bird.
I don't know the Tiesto bird, dear. Ooh. Don't even look.
You've seen Tiesto.
I have seen Tiesto.
Now step back.
Okay, I get it. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't commit that to memory. My brain makes room for other important things.
That's important.
That's not important. So yeah, I have no idea like the cost savings that you would get by ordering this one.
Substantial.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna say that one.
Okay, a wiener.
Yeah, period.
Okay, let's keep it grooving. This is Lanoi Blue Electrique.
Okay,
you remember that one?
It's discontinued,
right? In the US, in the US, in the US,
okay.
in the US.
All right.
I just repeat that over and over. And then this is Lataffa Caprice. We're gonna.
Honestly, like when I was looking down here, this was the first bottle that like caught my eye because I was like, oh, kind of like that marble, but it's like the cheapest plastic.
That's not cheap plastic. That's pricey.
Okay.
Feel it in your hand.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Hater.
I was looking at it, I was like, oh, that's a really, I like that marble.
Like they're gonna put marble on the cap.
Well, I mean, not real marble, but something like, I don't know.
Ridiculous.
It looks like that I could have wrapped a vinyl wrap around that myself.
You don't have those skills.
I will say that I do like the bottle here a little bit. It looks a little...
It's a little gradienty.
Yeah, it looks a little gradienty. If they hadn't have put this hideous cap on it...
The cap is dope.
Then it would be significantly better.
That cap is
Right. Man, I really hate to say it, but this fugly cap is getting the vote.
Why are you so obsessed with it? You liked the cap.
I know I did, yes. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh man, that's unfortunate. Looked at it close.
Player hater.
So.
Why are you acting like it's painting you?
They smell really close. They really do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that one's actually really well done. This one.
It is. It's a good cologne.
And in the US, this is pretty pricey.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, if they could just take the cap off and put something else on it, then it would just be significantly better.
It's ridiculous.
I don't need to keep harping on the cap.
You sound
but
like a harpy.
The cap is driving me nuts.
You are a harpy. Up next, this one that you've seen before.
Never.
Yeah, there it is.
Never in my life.
Yeah, and that's gonna be going up against White in Black from La Ligue. So not a clone. Similar, yes. Clone, no.
I'm gonna say, if you've got the money to spend, get this one.
You a big Leighton fan?
It smells good. It does. I mean, it smells really good. It smells higher quality. It smells more expensive. It smells more niche, but also like a really crowd-pleasing niche. Yeah. So
that's why it sells so much.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, if you've got the money to spend, I would just get that.
Yeah. The La Ligue's good though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just doesn't have quite as like that push, you know?
No, it's not quite as much.
Yeah.
But I like it, you know, for that cheap price.
Yeah.
I messes with that. I can't say that, I was gonna, you know.
Yeah, I can't say the other word.
Right. It messes with that. Sound like somebody from Rugrats or something. All right, last up. This one is just as wad. And that's going up against just Sauvage Elixir.
So this is changing it up a little bit. It's like a designer and a clone of the designer. The other ones have been like mainly niche and, you know, clones or niche designers.
It's very astute.
Yeah, you know, I'm just paying attention to this here.
There is Blue Electric there.
What?
Blue,
oh, yeah.
But that one's discontinued in the US. But Sauvage Elixir is pricey. Sauvage Elixir costs just about niche money, so it's over $200 for 100 mil, so not cheap.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, this would be they smell really similar. So, I mean, if you want that like Dior name or whatever, you want to spend the money, sure. But there is no way that I am going to be able to tell that you are, like I'm smelling a clone. Like if we're on a first date, there is no way I'm going to know.
You'd be like, that's not Sauvage Elixir, is it?
That's not Elixir.
Yeah, you
that's
sucker,
a clone.
loser. I know you.
I would never be able to know that, ever.
You can't afford that Sauvage Elixir.
Yeah, so sure, if you want it sitting there like in your collection and you want that like Dior brand, the Dior bottle.
The cachet.
Absolutely, yeah, then sure.
Yeah.
If not, if you don't care about that,
yeah. So,
I have no idea which one I was just smelling there.
Okay.
So
in the air, you would just think it's, well, you probably wouldn't think one
way
or the other.
I wouldn't even think anything. I was just like, oh, that's a good smell.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't think too many people, or at least who aren't really into fragrances
would.
Right.
You would step into an elevator and be like, I know somebody's wearing this Creed fragrance, a batch from this year.
I wouldn't say that much.
You would.
But yeah, your average person is not going to smell somebody walk by and be like, no. That was about 93% Sauvage Elixir, but I can tell it's that 7% that makes the difference.
Yeah, no, nobody's going to know that.
So you're going this one unless you want the cachet, and then you go this one.
Yeah.
But props to Sauvage Elixir for being Sauvage Elixir.
Yeah.
No Sauvage Elixir, no, just that's why.
Right. Sure.
So let's run back through. It was kind of like a split, clone, OG, if you have the money.
Yeah.
And then designer,
clone,
OG, clone.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of a...
Dang, you got it. You remembered it all. Good job.
Barely. My brain didn't know. So there it is. Wow, you did such a job.
I know, right?
What a job. Maybe we'll do this again sometime or do something different next time. We talked about doing like some of the other new fragrances that have come out that you haven't smelled yet in like this type of setting. So maybe we'll do that. That way you can hate on all the stuff that I like.
Yep, sure, I would love to. If it's got iris in there, I'm gonna hate.
Such a... Thank you guys for hanging with us. Goodbye, stay safe, see you later.